Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys. I'm just going to give you a glimpse into the future. What's going to happen? As I said before, now that Charlo has had a successful, debut at 160, this is what the media is going to do. They're going to try to do Black Murderers Row 2017. Instead of them pushing Charlo to fight guys like Canelo and Triple G, they're going to push for the Demetrius Andres, the Laura fights, the Daniel Jacobs fight, which those fights should all happen. Should Laura move up to 160? And should Demetrius Andre move up to 160? But as of right now, Demetrius Andre is not at 160 yet. So we should not even be thinking about Demetrius Andre until he officially moves up to 160. And based off Demetrius Andre's inactivity, you never know when Demetrius Andre is going to fight again. It's been a while since his last fight. It's time for Demetrius Andre to get back in the ring. Demetrius Andre is 28, 29 years old. And this is when this dude should be getting these fights. Because to me, between the age of 28 to 32, that 4-year margin, that's when you're at your best. That's when you just really, I think, reach your peak. After 32, then you have to try to find ways to win fights. But at between 28 and 32, you're sort of at that, at that margin where you're fighting your best, where everything is there, the power, the endurance, everything, the speed, footwork, everything is in place. And that's when you do your best work, depending on how much damage you then took. Now, guys like Amir Khan, they got at 30, Amir Khan has a lot of wear and tear on him, for being brutally knocked out. But guys like Demetrius Andre, they need to be getting in the ring, and he's not getting in the ring. But anyway, let me get back to the subject at hand. But this is what the media is going to do. I hollered at the homie Dante, and they did exactly what I predicted they was going to do. Because Dante brought up the same shit hey, man, Charlo and Canelo and Triple G, they make great fights. And he said that some of those media people quickly dismissed that, saying, I want to see him against Daniel Jacobs. So now all of a sudden people want to see these black versus black fights, when they was pushing for the black versus any other race fight because they thought that the other race could beat these black fighters. And that's what it come down to. I'm a realist here. I'm not worried about no other motherfucker about what he talk about and all that shit, what his opinion. Because like I said, I'm not afraid to say what people should be saying, man. Like I said, I don't care about people getting mad. I don't care about people saying, why you bring up this shit? Because it's fact. It's the truth. Canelo's not going to be able to get away with this shit no more. He's not going to be able to fight Triple G and then he go fight somebody like Toriano Johnson and David Lemieux and all of... No, he's going to have to start fighting the monsters. Because if you want to get that status to being this great fighter and being an all-time great, you have to beat the top guys. Now, before people start hollering about mandatory, see that, and that mandatory shit is bullshit too. That's another thing that's mandatory. We all know rankings are bullshit, and they've been bullshit for the longest. And let's just throw that out the window. Because a lot of times these guys don't fight their mandatory. So now that Charlo is the mandatory for one of Triple G's belts, should he be successful September 16th? Are we going to push for that fight? And I don't want to hear no Triple G needs a tune-up. Because remember, he's supposed to be this unstoppable force. So I don't want to hear this shit about if he fights somebody like whoever. It should be Charlo, right? Because these guys say they want big fights. Well, Charlo was a big fight. And it's a risky fight for Triple G. For the last 4 years, we heard about nobody wants to fight him and all this type of shit. Well, now, guess what? He got people that want to fight him. So you Triple G fans are getting called on your bullshit. Because see, like I said, I'm confident that Charlo will whoop the shit out of Triple G. I'm confident he can beat him. I know he can beat him. I know he will beat him. And I think Charlo will beat Canelo too. See, I ain't worried about that don't deserve. Like I said, if you guys believe in this dude, you push for those fights. But we know you won't. Just like you never wanted Triple G to go near Andre Ward. Y'all was hollering that you just want to see Triple G get beat. Yeah, I did. I knew he would get beat. Y'all didn't want to see him get beat. Because see, this Black Murderers Row shit ain't finna start up again. Because see, back then, the difference between now and then, we got social media now. And we can push for those fights. And we can't let the media dictate what fight should be made if it serves their agenda. Like I said, they don't want to see some of these brother fighters shot. And that's just basically what it come down to, and so does some of these so-called boxing fans. They just don't want to see their favorite non-black fighter risk the possibility of losing to these good black fighters. So that's why they're going to push for some of these fights against the excellent black fighters not to happen. But I see right through they bullshit. And I don't give a fuck about your comments about why I got to make this, because like I said, at the end of the day, it is about color. You making it about color when you say certain fights shouldn't happen. As I said before, the media didn't want Triple G to lose to a black fighter. That's why they pushed against the Andre Ward fight. Because they knew he couldn't beat Andre Ward. They knew he wouldn't beat Andre Ward. So that's why, depending on what happens September 16th, people will be okay with if Canelo wins. They just didn't want a black fighter to get that shine by taking away that L, taking away that undefeated record, from an overhyped fighter anyway to begin with. I told you I keep it 100, man. Fuck what the rest say. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, like I said, I don't worry about other motherfuckers getting offended and telling me I shouldn't say this shit, because this shit need to be said. There's too much bullshit in boxing. If people really want to see the best fights, we have to push for the best fights. Now, I don't want to hear nobody bring up this dude or that dude. No. I'm talking about current fighters. I want to hear about no fighters from the past. I'm talking about the current state of boxing. Active fighters. These fights are going to have to happen. We have to cut the bullshit. As I said before, I'm confident in the guy I believe in. Like I said, Charlo is a big threat at 160 to pretty much virtually anybody. Can he beat everybody? Probably not. Do we have the capability, the potential to beat everybody? Absolutely. This is what boxing is all about. It's time to stop the flip-flopping. But anyway, I'm out.